You're scrolling on your phone and thinking, could I actually study and play in America?
I don't know, bro, but this looks fire.
This video is the roadmap that I wish I had before I got on that plane. I'm a Portuguese player now living, studying, and playing in the US, and I'm going to walk you through exactly how I made the jump, why I decided to leave, how I found the right people to help me, and what the process actually looks like from the inside. So this is my real story. The emails, the agency, the paperwork, visa, landing on campus, everything you need to know if you're serious about coming here. So let me start with where I was before all of this. So I was in Portugal doing what a lot of people do, training, playing, going to school, but I felt like I always had to choose which one I really cared about. On one side, I had football, and I wanted to see how far I could go, test myself, and not just play for the sake of saying that I still play. And on the other side, I knew I needed an education that would actually open doors later. But the reality was, most of the time, if I would push football harder, then school would suffer. If I would lean into school, then football would slowly become a just for fun thing. And I didn't want to be stuck in that middle ground forever. What attracted me to the US was the idea that the system is built around student athletes. It's normal here to have your day planned around classes and training. You're supposed to do both. So my thought was, instead of waiting until I'm done with football so I can think about my future, why not try to build both at the same time, so on the pitch and in the classroom? That's when the idea of moving to America stopped being some random dream and became an actual goal I could aim at. Okay, cool goal, right? But how do you go from thinking about America to actually getting offers from coaches? That's where it gets real. I realized I had zero network in the US. I didn't know coaches. I didn't understand the recruiting timeline. I didn't even know what division or level I should be targeting or what I needed to do. That's when I came across an agency called Sports for Me. They work specially with players who want to study and compete in the US, and they help you connect with colleges that fit your academic and athletic level. And I just came across it in like a random ad on Instagram that they put out, and what grabbed me was seeing real players from countries like mine who had actually gone through them and were already in American colleges living the dream. And it wasn't just marketing, it was real people with real commitments and scholarships. I also really liked the fact that they weren't just trying to throw you at any school that says yes. The whole idea is to match your football level, your grades, and your goals with the right type of program, so you don't just end up somewhere random and miserable. So I liked the idea, I applied in their website, and that was the first real step towards everything that I'm living now. And I'm just here telling you my story, and I can definitely recommend Sports for Me because without them, I think my journey would have been way more stressful and maybe not even possible. So as long as you have some decent clips of you playing, you can always apply and you can reach out to them, and they will definitely help you just like they did to me. So the first thing I had to do was just an honest self-check. I asked myself, am I really ready to leave home? Is my level good enough to compete in a serious college environment? Are my grades in English decent, or do I have to fix that first? Before you think about coaches and scholarships, you have to understand who you are as a player and as a student. After that, I got on a call with Sports for Me. We talked about my position, my style of play, my current clubs, minutes, injuries, grades. We basically talked about everything. They were actually trying to understand where I would fit the best and what type of program should they be talking to for me. So if you ever work with an agency, you have to pay a lot of attention to this part, because if they don't ask a lot of questions about you and they don't try to understand what you want to achieve with this, then that's already a red flag. So next, we built my soccer player portfolio. So that meant a full match footage and a proper highlight video, stats, positions, clubs, and then academic records. So grades, exams, and then school history. This is where I think a lot of players kind of mess up, because they think, oh yeah, I have a cool clip scoring a banger and that's enough. But it's not. Like, coaches want context. They want to see your decision making, your off the ball movement, your work rate, plus a proof that you can survive in class. Once that was ready, I basically had a digital version of myself that could travel without me. So with my profile done, my agency started sharing it with coaches in their network and with programs that matched my level and my goals, also my budget, obviously. Slowly, answers started coming, emails, messages, calls. Coaches were asking for more information. They were asking about my personality, my ambitions, even my family situation. So they wanted to hop on calls with me, even with my parents, and try to understand a little bit about me, about my background. This was the first time I realized, okay, there are actually schools that are interested in me. And it just went from a dream to an actual conversation, and me getting to know also the coaches in the system, and they were explaining to me how it works. This is when I asked a bunch of questions and I tried to get as much information as possible. So eventually, I had options, and I'll be honest, this part is really exciting, but it's also extremely dangerous because it's easy to get blinded by the first school that wants you or by a big stadium. So when I chose my university, I looked at scholarship amount, obviously. I looked at the level and ambition of the game, what I could study there, if my major was included in the university, how many internationals do they have, and how do they support them. So in this case, I started reaching out to some internationals on those teams that wanted me, just to kind of get an idea how the living situation is, if they support them, what kind of things are they asked to do, just for you to get a little bit more information. And then just the location and the campus. So is it a small town? Is it a big city? You have to understand those things, because that's also going to impact your living situation, which is going to impact how you feel, how you play, if you miss home. You know, there's so many factors included in this, and you have to make sure you get as much information as possible before you make your decision. Because you're not just picking a team, you're actually picking your life for the next few years. So don't rush that decision. Once I committed, it was time for everyone's favorite part, the paperwork. So this meant university applications, sending transcripts, translating documents, making sure that I matched the eligibility rules, keeping track of deadlines. This is extremely stressful because just missing one single form can delay your whole move by a semester. But this is exactly where having a good agency or someone experienced really helps, because they have walked players through these processes countless times. And Sports for Me did an amazing job at this, reminding me of deadlines so I can be on top of what I needed to do. They even used Basecamp, which is like a task management platform, and it was extremely useful and easy to navigate. Then it came the visa process, filling forms, paying fees, booking the embassy interview, getting all of your documents in a folder like a crazy person. I was sitting in that interview knowing how important it was for my next years. When I finally got the approval and saw that visa stamp on my passport, that's when it actually hit me. After that, it was buying the ticket, saying goodbye to people, and trying to fit my entire life into a couple of suitcases. So what does life actually look like now that I'm here? It's a complete lifestyle, and you're a student and an athlete every single day. But the thing I love is that everything is aligned. So the schedule, the facilities, coaching, the academic support, it's all built around helping you do both at a really high level. And that's exactly what I was looking for back in Portugal. I was looking for a place where I didn't have to kill the football part or the football dream to be smart about my future. And here I can be smart about my future while still continuing to pursue this dream that obviously we all want to keep it as long as possible. So if you're still watching this, it probably means that this isn't just entertainment for you and you're actually genuinely thinking about making this move. I need you to be brutally honest with yourself about your level, about your grades. You have to talk to your family about your goals and kind of lay everything out, explain to them what you want to do. I know I was also a procrastinator at that time, and I'm telling you, the sooner you start, the better. So actually put your hands to work. If you want an agency, I would really recommend Sports for Me, because they made my life in this process is so much easier. There's literally nothing to lose with signing up for it. I will leave the link in the description if you want to do it. I would love if someone had done that for me earlier, so I'm going to do that for you guys. I'm just going to put the link in the description, so just go down there, click on it. So now you don't have to be stuck just dreaming about it. Someone like me was able to make that move, and so can you. I'm no different than you, but only if you're willing to plan and actually move. So get to work, because this opportunity will definitely change your life just like it changed mine.